Good afternoon to all the healthcare warriors and frontline workers. A big thank you, a pillar of strength like a tree cashew, your work dynasty saving life fearlessly. I dedicated this line to all the dignitaries present among us. I, Faizan Sayed, the host for the evening, feel very pleasure to welcome you all to the prestigious webinar. This webinar is designed to enhance and appreciate some wonderful personalities in the field of healthcare. Gautam Buddha has said, to keep the body in good health is our duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. You all are the one who regulate his job of maintaining proper health among us. We all know our country is suffering from very tough days, and you all are every day putting efforts, determination, and courage to eradicate the current pandemic. Not only you, but your family members stood towards you like pillars. Hence, we are the Golden Aim Awards, organized by Dinergic Business Solutions, for honoring you for the contribution in the field of healthcare. Once again, welcome you all to the most prestigious webinar. Now, I call upon Ms. Fareen Khan, co-founder of Golden Aim Awards, for opening ceremony. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Professor Sayed. Good evening to the excellencies present in today's webinar. I, Farin Khan, co-founder and CFO of Golden Aim Awards, heartily welcome you all for the Golden Aim Conference and Awards for Healthcare and Leadership in Healthcare. I would like to thank to all the participants, to speaker, and the other guests for gracing this occasion. The word AIM stands for Achievement, Innovation, and Motivation. As it is said that medicine cure disease, but only doctors can cure patients. The amazing doctor is hard to find and impossible to forget. And those are the hero we can't afford to work from home. Health is the biggest wealth for human being in the entire life. Can survive without the excess money, but cannot survive without a good health. If a person is not having a good health, he cannot enjoy his life till the fullest. Moreover, a person cannot be complete without a good health. As due to this pandemic, the world has gone with the most difficult time we have faced in our life. It is more even difficult for the doctor. The doctor's contribution and their hard work deserve a gratitude in each and every day. And I'm very pleased to connect with the best of the best healthcare experts. To start with Golden Aim Awards for Excellence in Leadership in Healthcare, which is formed by an intense researcher with their quality of research, where each nominee profile is judged and evaluated on certain criteria, which includes their process of management, their quality of their services in healthcare, their specific contribution in their respective segment of healthcare. And the after the nominee's profile is fit into evaluation criteria, the jury and the advisory council member select the best of the best profile, whom then the event team managed to coordinate for the event. Each award winner will be felicitated by a trophy and a wooden citation as a memento. Moving further, I request Professor Sayer to continue with the award ceremony.
Thank you, ma'am, for a wholehearted welcome. Now, I call upon Mr. Azharuddin Farooqi, CEO and co-founder of Dinergic Business Solution, to speak few words. Over to you, sir.
Good evening to everyone. I, Azharuddin Farooqi, the CEO and co-founder of Dinergic Business Solution. It's a pleasure to have you all present with us. As we all know, the doctor provides and serve their duties to the society. It's very remarkable. And we also know that the doctors are the main pillar of modern society. And the same has been proved during this pandemic. My company, Dinergic Business Solutions, provides solutions in various segments and sectors, such as retail, wholesale, and end-to-end supply chain. We established our company in 2006 with a small warehouse in Mumbai. As we all know that the teamwork give a best pillar in the business. So with the team support, we expand our business nationally in all over the India and internationally, Oman and Dubai and Indonesia. We are very thankful to Golden M Awards to give us a chance to be a partner this prestigious webinar. The platform where healthcare professionals and thought leaders share their views and knowledge. Thank you for having me in the family of Golden Aim, and thank you everyone to be a part of Golden Aim Awards conference and awards in healthcare. Thank you so much. Over to you, Professor.
Thank you, sir, for a motivating speech. Now we move on to our first speaker for the event. Our first speaker is Dr. Dhruva Chaudhary, Professor and Chair, Pulmonary and Critical Care Medicine, President of Association of Commonwealth Scholars, and Fellows President, Indian Society of Critical Care Medicine, State Nodal Officer, Haryana, for COVID-19. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Professor Said, and Rajiv also for. May I request you to allow me to share the screen, please? I hope it is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Thanks you, Rajiv, as well as Professor Said also. I was asked to speak, and trust me, it has been a roller coaster for me last 1 year or so. But nevertheless, this is something one has learned over a period of time working. And I thought because you are dedicating this whole to COVID, so it was spontaneity. I just thought in terms of talking in terms of leadership in crisis, and I think that's an important part. And success and failure of any organization depends upon the quality of leadership. And I'm certain all of you are leaders in your field. Working is one part, motivating other people to do that. I think and during the last 9 months, I think what one of my previous the Disenergy chiefs talked about building team has been an important lesson learned, because by and large medical professionals work in alone, or they may be working in small groups. But I think to build up a team, build up to develop their trust and see to it the welfare of every being has been a huge challenge, especially when you yourself are facing the challenge. And I think when I started looking at it quickly, I couldn't find better than what Robin Sharma had written about it. He said that anyone can lead when the plan is working. That's true. And I think more of them, they are the managers actually. And the best lead when the plan falls apart. And that's the beauty of a leadership. Because when everything is going, and we need to learn to differentiate between the managers and the leaders. Manager will get the work done. The leader will inspire you. The leader will ensure when things are falling apart, how to keep the thing together and move ahead. And that's exactly we have seen in COVID crisis this time. And that's where the words of become so prophetic of John Kennedy, when he said that when written in Chinese, the word crisis is composed of two characters. One represents danger and other represents opportunity. And if you really look at a COVID today, yes, there was a danger, but it did provided the opportunity to people to prove what they can do. And at all the same time, it was an opportunity for the organizations, institutions to develop their infrastructure and move ahead. And one of the classical examples I can quote it as a danger was of it overrunning us. I will come to it a little later, but I think it's always good to tell the anecdotes. And when you see it today in Haryana, where I have a proud privilege of being part of the state team in running the pandemic. And what I can say is when we started, we had the only capacity of 250 tests to do RT-PCR. And today, in my small state, which is there. We are being compared with everything with Delhi, and that the population of both states are equal. But today I can say with a sense of pride, we can test 28,000 RT-PCRs within a span of 9 to 10 months. It's a huge achievement if you see an exponential more than 1,000 times increase in the testings which we have been doing. And the reason is not that suddenly we produced it, we just re-looked at it and we found out that our universities have been having lots of talent. Our universities have a lot of equipment and trained manpower, and we just banked upon them besides creating new infrastructure. And the net result has been that we have been doing it, and you will be, I feel very happy to share it because of this innovation, because of this thinking in process and the help and support and what we were able to do. Probably Haryana has tested nearly more than 220,000 tests per 1 million. It's one of the top 5 states in the country in terms of developing and doing the tests. So when you look at the leadership in terms, it's very close to my heart because that is what I realized. The institutions rise and fall. The political landscape rise and fall because of the quality of leadership. And none else can be seen in our own country. When you start looking at it, it was an extraordinary challenge. Situation was unpredictable. Nobody knew what was happening. Every day there was a bombardment, or I would say the blitzkrieg of the information. People had no clue. Even the doctors and the general public were learning, and the public health people were learning from the social media or the reports emerging in. And people thought they're out of control. They've lost control. And it led to emotional, physical, and financial. I hope you will all agree with me. Because it also exposed the softened underbelly of our state, our country, especially on the social economic front, and also the availability of public health system to provide the care. And again, for the people when required the real challenge in management, we still, though the bulwark was done by the public sector in the initial phases, later on in terms of care, we still could not got the confidence of the people who make the opinion. Why it was an extraordinary challenge? Because the way it was spreading, and within a period of short span of 2 months, it had been declared a pandemic on 21st of March. If you really ask me, first time we came to know about it in the month of January, and then obviously you look at an extraordinary challenge. How to look at within the span of 9 months to 1 year, we are having multiple vaccine platforms. It was unpredictable because you see the difference in terms of mortality, morbidity. The thing which was coming out of China was not very clear. And we were looking in terms of that a lot of things were being hidden. But when it reached the Western Europe and the people started falling like 9 pins in your Italy, it was not only scary, but it was also very, very dreadful. And in the Haryana, the first time we saw for the first time the 14 cases which came up were actually Italian. And in the Indian context, when we saw the first case, it was on the 30th of January in Kerala. And we learned a lot. If you see it, the hospitality, the health, we just talk about it, the hospitals, if you see the doctors in particular, they're all looking at it. And I don't mind calling them, practically our doctors have been majority, you see, are the disease managers. Somewhere there is a failure of a leadership in terms of public health. In the medical profession, it's not that the leaders have not been there and they have not emerged, but that is something which is important. And we had all forgotten that the first job of a medical professional is of a public health. But nevertheless, it created chaos, it created mayhem, it created physical, emotional stress. And then a lot of senior physicians, colleagues of ours, who had some of the risk factors which have been described, not even forgetting to venture out of the hospitals. The people who stood like a rock with those some apprehension were my residents and my young colleagues, young doctors, young nurses who took it up. And again, I have no hesitation in saying it was the nurses and the residents who pick up, and later on gradually the senior people watched it. Because the reason was they lost, they had no idea what they are dealing with. It was not a narration which they've read in the books. It was not a narration they have heard from anywhere in the conferences. What was happening was that the challenge, everything was being bombarded. Like Kargil, you had the first war in your bedrooms and lounges and the drawing rooms. Same thing was happening with the COVID. No wonder that especially the upper strata of the society, was completely blocked. On the other hand, when we looked at it in the villages, people had made absolutely no, they said, we know each other who is coming up, and they were far more calm, cooler, and composed. So it was a very different thing. Therefore, what I realized during this period was what is required is that when you want to be a leader, there is a different thing by hierarchy when you're getting promotion sitting on a chair, and there's entirely a different thing to be a leader. There are two very fundamental differences between them. And when we look at it here, most important, what is required is some behavior, mindset, mental toughness, and adaptability, all things together. You need to have a behavior. If you're having a negative attitude, probably it's unlikely to be there. If you have a defensive mindset, you is unlikely to be working it out. So I told my team very clearly that we are in an ambush like an army. If we will panic, if we will have any challenges, if we are going to make wrong steps, we all will be shot. We all will get a disease, and some of us may succumb to it. But if we will keep calm, assess, adapt, and act, it is not a one-day phenomenon because everything is coming up. And I feel very happy that when you start leading from the front, when you start guiding them, nudging them gently, they look at it, people start falling in place. So the most important component I realized was ability to trust your friends, ability to trust your men and women. You trust them, they will give you back. You need to have a sound mindset. You need to take ability to take the risks, but risk not that can be self-injury. There need to be some amount of mental toughness, or rather, I will say it was a marathon. And the marathon was both mentally as well as physically. Physically, it was challenging because of the simple reason that the time when the COVID struck up, wearing those PPE kits was difficult. People were sweating, they were losing their water and the salt. When you will take out those PPE kits, they were all full of water. How to tell my residents to come next time, my nurses, my group C, my group D employees? You need to speak to them. You needed to talk to them. You needed to sit with them. You needed to be one of them. And then probably that was required. And obviously, it also required a lot of mental toughness, not at the front where you're working, but at your home, staying away from your loved ones because nothing was aware. Every day, new things were coming up. And then obviously, we looked at it for 3 months, like in the north, in the south, and you take out your shoes, etc. I had now a different set of a pair which I was wearing at home, which I was wearing at it, taking bath, coming up before that, sitting at a different distance of around more than 6 to 8 feet from your elderly mother. It's not easy. It looks very simple. Seeing to it that you do not become a cause of infection in your family. So all that thing was that gradually we kept on adapting ourselves to the situation, surroundings, and we started working on it. And trust me, it has been one of the most fruitful years of my last 30 years of career. What we learned that we need to make a network of teams. One team which is providing you support is fair enough. You cannot work in the field without logistic support at the back. And then you also need to have an adequate communication. Therefore, you need to divide the role. You need to build up the team. Together, we were able to produce much. So how did I go about it? And this is what I expect everybody. I have certain majority of you must have done it. So we built up a team from our department, took the best of the people whom we can work, we can trust. And gradually, once we started doing it, it's starting showing the result. We had to plan. We have to prepare. We have to then get the convincing power, the training, teaching, and then at the same time involving everybody. So what we learned in the process was that if the doctors simply can look at the clinical work, they need nursing staff to support them. They need a group C. Everybody was important. You need a sanitation worker to ensure cleanliness. You ensured that your public health people work because suddenly you realize that air conditioning cannot be done. Therefore, we realize communication has to be done. We realize there has to be an adequate procurement of PPE. So we made the teams to maintain the supply chains. So we realized that to be successful, you have to build teams. And at the same time, these teams also need to be having a trust on each other and adaptability in a sense as the things evolve. We need to look at. I'll give you a classical example. First, we were quarantining everybody who was coming up. They're young people. They are absolutely healthy. And to keep them 15 days until institutional quarantine was not easy. Hospitals were not ready. Hospital, though, is a word which comes up from two words, hospitality, and you have got, you are in this case also, if you look at the wards, they come from the prison. No, there was, so we had to learn about the concept of hospitality, what food they required, what needs are there. Coming from abroad, some patient, you give them the water, they wanted they wanted bottled waters. We were not aware about this. They wanted Wi-Fi connections within the things. So everything went away with that. And that is what we learned, we developed. And it indirectly helped us building the infrastructure of the institution and the organizations. Then another thing which I realized was, usually people say I'm working because nobody else is along working out. I think this is one of the biggest myth which needs to be busted out. Everybody wants to work provided you trust them, provided you delegate them. I have realized, and I can say with a sense of pride, the youngsters, especially the younger people and the team and my colleagues, that's what I've learned. I'm advocating everywhere from top to bottom. Learn to trust your colleagues, because trust your youngsters. The whole history of cardiac catheterization, we use the 3 young people with an average of 34 changed the world. In the medical profession, we are very hierarchical. We are very patriarchal. We think that we know the best. Answer is no. With the technology, the amount of tech savvy there, the amount of innovative idea is there. It has been amazing. So what I have learned and what I have always practiced is started delegating, and suddenly from 1 you become 3, from 3 you became 9. That's what I told them also. And the net result was that we were having far more bigger jobs and were able to concentrate where we needed to policy planning, execution, etc. And it has been remarkable. I think I will tell my colleagues to do it. Similarly, it's not like it's like a belagam ghoda we keep on running around. We need to sit down. We need to pause. We need to reassess. We need to audit what we have done. And once you made an assessment, you look at it on the paper. What could you have done? Where have you gone wrong? Take course correction. That's why adaptability is important. And then it is equally important to anticipate. I remember people talking that the COVID has gone away. That's what happened in UK. Now they are realizing with so battered by the second wave. We had the first wave in September, August, September started. We started seeing this upward trend from the May itself, because we have been near to Delhi. So we're usually following them around 10 to 15 days. And you look at it around Diwali, it was mayhem. Though around Eid it had improved, but then again with that it started coming up, and it was terrible. People were finding it difficult, and I had been trying to tell the administration that we need to look and anticipate. Similarly, the model, if I can discuss with you in the Gurgaon, it was on 26th of May, we sat down along the whole technocracy, bureaucracy under the leadership of Chief Secretary. We decided that Gurgaon, we need to do something. And trust me, the decisions which were taken in terms of it, we just changed overnight. Similarly, we started looking at a home isolation criteria. We totally changed in Haryana. That is why you will see Haryana is among the lowest three states having lowest mortality and morbidity during COVID. Communication is the key. If our leaders are not able to communicate, they will fail, howsoever good intent may be. Nothing is more practical and visible to all of us at both state and national levels. And it is equally important is that if your communication fails, one of the disastrous communication which I saw happening was when we gave an emergency use authorization to 2 vaccines, both excellent vaccines. I myself being as a part and parcel of phase 1, 2, and 3 trials of Bharat Biotech Covaxin vaccine. It was because of poor communication, it fell into disrepute. Because what is happening is that information which is coming up, you need to negate. Look at it. Everybody talking today about infertility because of vaccination, which is nonsense. But who need to tell about it when your own doctor friends are talking about? Everybody is asking about to take alcohol or not after the point. I'm trying to simply say this is effective leaders are good communicators. They are able to speak to the people in their language, explain to them, allay their anxiety and fears. But if we say we have given effect of a statement and we shut it off, people will not listen to you. We need to speak into their language. We need to understand their apprehensions, anxieties, and try to allay them. That is what is required from a leader. Similarly, a leader has to show empathy. Empathy has to be different from sympathy. Sympathy is a bechara feeling. No, empathy is that you are concerned, you feel like about it. People need to know that you are you are concerned about their benefit. My residents know it today. My colleagues know it today, that if something is required, or whether one can stand there or not. Similarly, can the public believe in you that when they come to the hospital, you will be able to take care they need and require? Managerial part, forget about it. If I'm not empathetic to my patients, if I'm not empathetic to my followers, if I'm not empathetic to my colleagues, if I'm not empathetic to my subordinates, what business I have got to be there? I can't be a leader. I need to understand, but yes, too much empathy can sometimes be a challenge. But at the same time, concern for the other, what Mahatma Gandhi said it, that it is very important for us to be what other people are going and feeling, have to understand their pain. You need to be somewhere else shoes to realize how it pinches. I think is very important. And I always say I know what I have to do, but I need to know what you want to me from me. Only then I will be able to calibrate my responses to you. Therefore, in a situation like COVID, it was very important to know the expectations of the public, expectations of the people, expectation of your colleagues, expectation of your workers, and then working according to that. And to short, I will simply say that as a leader, you need to talk about solutions. You don't need to create the problems are there. That's why you are there. If you are not able to find out solutions, there's no business for you to be there. Therefore, my dear friends, when you talk in terms of leadership in a crisis, it has to be a combination of strategy. It has to be strategy and character. Similarly, we need to trust and look after your men and women, and successes of a team and failures of a leader. And I will share an anecdote what Professor Satish Dhawan had it. He was the man who was heading the missile mission of India. And at that point of time, when the first time the rockets were launched, he was the man who looked after the rockets, and Abdul Kalam was working in it. And Abdul Kalam Sahab was looking after the missile regime and missiles which are being there. Besides, before that, he was looking at the propulsion machines and also the rocket launching. If you remember in 1979, when India launched its first polarized vehicle, it was a failure. In spite of the fact, a lot of people did tell Mr. Abdul Kalam at that time, don't do it. But as a leader, he said, no, we need to go ahead with it. He was wondering, now it is a failure. What Professor Satish Dhawan said and told him, he says, don't worry, I'm going and meet the press. And he said, our team worked hard. It's a failure, and I take the responsibility in every single word of the failure which is there. But next time in 81, when it succeeded, he told Mr. Abdul Kalam to go and take the claim. That is what the leader is. Leader is not who takes claims of everything and put the failure on their men and women. I think that is important in every public life. Thank you very much for patient listening.
Thank you so much, sir, for a great speech on leadership in crisis.
Thank you.
Now we move on to our much awaited award ceremony. And our first category for the awards is Innovative Healthcare Leadership Award in CTVS. And the award goes to Dr. Siva Prasad Veer Vardhan, Consultant Cardiac Surgeon, Government Medical College, Kottayam. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Can I have some words, please?
Yes, sir.
Good evening. I am Dr. Shiva Prasad Veerbhadran, cardiac surgeon working in Government Medical College, Kottayam. It's a small district in a small state, Kerala. And it gives me immense pleasure to attend before this August forum for receiving an award. And it really encourages me to plunge further in innovative in innovation in my field of cardiac surgery, and also motivate me to stand in the forefront of healthcare field. On this occasion, I wish to thank Golden AIM organization for honoring me with this Innovative Healthcare Leadership Award, CTVS. And at this moment, I thank God for all my for everything in my life, the good and the bad, somewhere blessings and somewhere lessons. Also, I gratefully remember and thank my teachers, especially Dr. Jagannathan, head of the department, Railway Hospital, Chennai, and Dr. Jayakumar Tanathu Krishnan, Professor Cardiac Surgery Department, Kottayam Medical College. To end with, I like to dedicate this honor and award to all my teachers, my nursing staff, my paramedics, and my family, especially my dad and mom, my wife, Dr. Deepthi, my two children, Sharanjay Shivadi Prasad and Shriyan Shivadi Prasad, for standing by me all through my journey so far. Thank you all once again. Stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shiva Prasad. Many congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Our next awardee is Dr. Dharmendra Kumar Srivastava, Professor, Department of Cardiothoracic and Vascular Surgery, Dr. RML Institute of Medical Sciences, Lucknow. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations, Dr. Srivastava.
Members of respected board, CEO Mr. Azhar Faruqi, and all the members of Golden AIM Conference and Award for Excellence and Leadership in Healthcare in Chapter 4, ladies. First of all, I want to thank you, the members of jury of Golden AIM Conference and Award team, for selecting me as a Innovative Healthcare Leadership Award in the field of cardiothoracic and vascular surgery and honoring this. I'm also thankful to you for giving me a lifetime subscription and membership of Federation of Quality Education Council without any financial obligation. That is, as we all know that the Golden AIM Award is one of the most prestigious honor and that recognize the best healthcare professionals and visionary. This kind of event will definitely keep the morale of high healthcare professional high in this current COVID-19 pandemics. And I am working in the field of cardiothoracic and vascular surgery for last 20 years and done various projects, actively participated and published various research papers at international and national forum. I'm grateful to everyone who has always been a part of my journey. From family, my wife, Dr. Nupma Singh, is working in SGPGI Lucknow, and my daughter and my teachers, and that as I did my MCS from the Kolkata, my teacher, Dr. Subhankar Bhattacharya and UN Sarkar, and GB Pant from GB Pant, Dr. Amit Banerjee and Dr. Satsangi. Many challenges and problems came out in the journey, but the time and dedicated efforts, each of them got resolved. Hence, it is today that all of you can see what a happy smile with me this evening. I'm energetic and charged to take of new challenges project which will work in my institute, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia Institute of Medical Sciences, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. Once again, thank you all for giving me such an opportunity to speak and for this award. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Dr. Srivastava. Many congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Our next awardee is Dr. Sayar Kumar Munshi, Associate Consultant, Pediatric, Cardiothoracic and Vascular Surgeon. Congratulations, sir. Our next awardee is Dr. Anshuman Darbari, Associate Professor, CTVS, AIIMS, Rishikesh. Congratulations, sir. Our next awardee is Dr. Vivek H. Lange, Senior CTVS Surgeon, Kingsway Hospital, Nagpur. Congratulations, sir.
Hello, good evening all.
Good evening.
I'm thankful to Golden AIM Award and jury. I dedicate this award to my parents, my wife, Dr. Vijaya, my daughter, Ms. Ashna. Myself working in cardiac field since last 20 years. I have promoted my this cardiac surgery in rural areas. I run 2-3 centers in the peripheries. At weekends, we operate there, bypass surgeries and valve surgeries. So once again, thanks to Golden M Awards for considering us as a innovative healthcare award. Thanks all.
Thank you, doctor. Many congratulations.
Our next awardee is Dr. Tejaswi N. Marla, HOD Department of CTVS, Dr. Kamakshi Memorial Hospital, Palikarnai, Chennai. Congratulations. Our next awardee is Dr. Santosh Pandey, Senior Consultant, Cardiac Surgeon and Assistant Director, CTVS, Indira Gandhi Institute of Cardiac Science, PMCH. Congratulations, sir. Our next awardee is Dr. Ritesh N. Gawali, MS, MCH, Consultant Cardiovascular and Thoracic Surgeon, Mumbai. Congratulations, sir. Our next awardee is Dr. Shailendra Kumar, Professor, King George Medical University. Congratulations, sir.
Yes, I really thankful to the Dynergic Business Solution and the, I think, jury group who selected me for this award. So basically, I think that knowledge updating in any field, especially in the medical field, knowledge updating and dissemination among our colleagues and the students and ultimately to the society is our primary goal. So I'm working on that line, and for the last 20 years working in the Department of Thoracic Surgery here in the King George Medical University, Lucknow, and have the students of 250 the undergraduates and around more than 150 postgraduates and around 50 super specialty courses. So we as a teacher have the responsibility to have this dissemination of knowledge and updating the people. And I will like to say that the hard work only can make these things in life, and whatever you want is only gained through the hard work. So really, I'm very thankful to all of the team for selecting me for this award. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Our next awardee is Dr. K. Venkata Vijay, Senior Consultant, Cardiac Surgeon and HOD, Srikara Hospital. Congratulations.
I am Dr. K. Venkat Vijay. I have been practicing as cardiac surgeon in Hyderabad in Srikara hospitals, and I had an experience of 20 years doing various cardiac, thoracic, and vascular procedures. I had started many centers which requires a lot of leadership and a lot of skill to start a new centers. And I had an opportunity to start, and many people have helped me, and I'm very thankful for Golden AIM Awards co-founder and CEO for selecting me for this kind of awards. And I hope such kind of encouragement from the organizations like you will bring a lot of talent in the society and a lot of encouragement in the society. Once again, thank all the jury members for selecting me, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vijay. Many congratulations.
Now we move on to our next award category, which is Women Healthcare Leadership Award in Dietitian and Fitness Consultant. And the award goes to Dietitian Sheila Bimal Tanna, Dietitian and Fitness Consultant, KLS Memorial Hospital. Congratulations, ma'am.
Hi, thank you so much. I am based in Mumbai and I'm attached to many hospitals. I've been working to make a society very healthy and happy. Everybody wants to lose weight. Everybody wants to control their diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis. And I make the things very simple for them. And I've written a lot of articles. I teach doctors how to treat their patients for PCOS. I mastered in PCOS management. And I'm thanking AIM Golden Award jury group for selecting me in this profession. And that will definitely encourage me and a lot of other people to work better for the society. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Many congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Our next award category is Most Preferred Clinical Nutritionist in New Delhi. And the award goes to Dietitian Geeta Buryok, RD, Head Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics, Max Hospital, Shalimar Bagh. Congratulations, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
I am dietitian Geeta Baryok and I am heading Department of Dietetics at Max Shalimar Bagh, New Delhi. I'm a registered dietitian and I'm having an experience of 21 plus years. I'm really thankful to the organizers of Golden Aim Award and the jury members for selecting me for this title. And since we all know that nutrition plays a pivotal role in health and disease, I wish to give my best in patient care and for such a sporty society in years to come. I dedicate this award to all my patients and my family. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next award category is Emerging Occupational Therapist and Educator. And the award goes to Dr. Nazia Ali, Assistant Professor, Occupational Therapy, Jamia Hamdard. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you. I would like to thank the organizing committee and the advisory committee, firstly for nominating my name under such a good banner. I would like to thank the Dienergic Business Solutions. Also, I would like to thank the jury members for selecting my name and giving me this award. Also, I am extremely honored and overwhelmed to receive this prestigious award, and I'm grateful for the recognition I have received for my hard work. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you. Many congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Our next award category is Celebrity Nutritionist Award. And the award goes to Nutritionist Pooja Makhija, Nutritionist Nourish Genie. Congratulations, ma'am. Our next award category is Innovative Healthcare Consultant Award, Nutritionist and Dietitian. And the award goes to Dr. Narmada Matang, Consultant Dermatologist and Cosmetologist, Neoskin and Cosmetic Clinic. Congratulations, ma'am.
Hi, everyone. Am I visible and audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just a correction. I'm a dermatologist, not a dietitian or nutritionist. I'd like to say that I'm beyond honored to be a part of this outstanding group of leaders and forward thinkers. I'm humbled to be nominated and selected. I thank the Dienergic group to have this conducted. This not only encourages but also establishes that hard work, good work, wherever you are, is getting tagged. And I dedicate this award to all my colleagues, my seniors, my students. I'm a dermatologist practicing in Powai, Mumbai, and deeply honored. Thank you so much.
Many congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Our next award category is Most Trusted Cosmetic Dermatologist Award. And the award goes to Dr. Chitra V. Anand, CEO and founder, Cosmoderma Skin, Hair and Body Clinics. Congratulations, ma'am. Our next award category is Innovative Digital Nutritionist in Telangana. And the award goes to Dr. Jyoti Chabria, founder and CEO, Nutriline, the Wellness Center. Congratulations, ma'am.
Well, my journey began from Mumbai and now I live out of Hyderabad. I practice out of Hyderabad. I've been in my career for the past 30 years. I've tried to be very instrumental in improving the quality of life in my patients. We see a surge of increase in the patients like PCOD and infertility cropping up. And because of which I've really researched and come out with my own brand called Nutriline, Nutrile. The reason I'm spelling this is because it's synonymous on Nutriline, which is Andreas. Nutriline is mine. I have worked with several organizations. I do food development. Basically, I've done a PhD in nutrition and I've done my hotel management also from Mumbai. After marriage, I'm settled in Hyderabad. Been working with several hospitals and food companies. I've been doing a lot of work for colleges and schools doing their menu planning. I just like to say, like the saying goes, behind every successful man, there's a woman. But I'd be very proud and very happy to share that in my case, I would definitely give in all and family who have stood by me and have made me live my dream and reach where I have. Thank you so much. I'd also like to thank my mentor, Ikeda Sensei, whom I follow to the T. I'd like to thank the Golden Award for selecting me and all the jury members. Thank you for giving me this honor, because it is because of these accolades that we are pushed and we feel more encouraged to keep, going on and on, trying to do good for the, betterment of well-being and humankind. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
Next award category is Most Preferred Dietitian Award in Sports Nutrition and Critical Care Nutrition. And the award goes to Ritika Samatdar, Chief Clinical Nutritionist, Max Healthcare Institute Limited, Saket, New Delhi. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you all. Very good evening to all of you, and thank you for conferring this Most Preferred Dietitian Award. I want to take this opportunity to give my sincere thanks for the award which is being presented to me. Receiving this award is a great honor as it recognizes my work specifically in the field of clinical nutrition and in critical care nutrition and sports nutrition. I've been working with Max Healthcare and I have an experience of about 25 years plus in the field of nutrition and dietetics. And I'll also like to express my gratitude to the committee for selecting me for this award. Thank you all and have a great evening.
Thank you so much. Many congratulations.
Next award category is Most Preferred Lifestyle and Sports Nutritionist in Goa. And the award goes to Nutritionist Vallari Shah, founder, Kasha Spa and Nutrition. Congratulations, ma'am. Our next award category is Mental Health Leadership Award. And the award goes to Miss Shraddhanjali Dasgupta, Counseling Psychologist, Apollo Clinic. Congratulations, ma'am. Our next award category is Innovative Healthcare Leadership Award, Gynecologist. And the award goes to Dr. Seema Sharma, Senior Consultant, Obstetrician and Gynecologist, Srishti Healthcare. Congratulations, ma'am.
Well, thank you guys for bearing in, and I'm so honored to have been selected here. And I think it's thanks to my wonderful family, my colleagues, my peers. And for the last 30 years, I am in the business of delivering babies and giving them a holistic care. And now I have branched in specializing in post-delivery care for them. So this is now my new specialization, and thank you guys. Thank you so much for selection. And it's the love and the affection of you guys, the jury and the patients that keeps us going and motivated. Thank you. Thank you once again. I'm humbled and honored. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next award category is Innovative Healthcare Leadership Award, IVF Specialist. And the award goes to Dr. Nirmala T.S., Managing and Clinical Director, Advanced Fertility Center. Congratulations, ma'am. Our next awardee is Dr. Kuldeep Jain, Director and IVF Expert, KG IVF and Laparoscopy Center, Delhi. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, and good evening. Actually, it is a very good feeling always whenever your work is getting recognized by society and your patients. And it is special, especially in those circumstances when it is coming without any premium. So for that, I am really humbled and honored to be getting this award from Golden Aim. So I congratulate whole team and jury for this wonderful program and recognizing the work which we have been doing for last so many years. My organization is KJ IVF, which was founded in 2000. I have been working for last 35 years for infertile couples, providing them a affordable assisted reproduction technique in whatever way. And there is a place of lot of innovations, so you can minimize the cost. And I have been working on that. I again thank whole jury of Golden Aim Award and the organization for organizing this award. And I again will like to congratulate because this award is coming without a premium. In so many years, we have been receiving the calls for awards, but all are coming with the premium. And usually we avoid attending these ceremonies. So for that, I will like to congratulate Golden Aim for doing this good work in recognizing the work of all doctors in the field who have been doing selflessly, providing the care to the society. So thank you very much. And thank you everyone for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, doctor. Many congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Our next awardee is Dr. Mala Saxena, Senior IVF Consultant, Gynecologist, Mansi Nursing Home, Test Tube Baby Center, Moradabad. Congratulations, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you for giving award.
Our next award category is Women Healthcare Leadership Award in the field of infertility and IVF specialist. And the award goes to Dr. Seema Pandey, Director, Seema Hospital and Eva Fertility Clinic and IVF Center. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Team Golden Aim and jury. The day I just received this message, I was really pleasantly surprised that why me? But yes, as Dr. Kuldeep Jain has said, anything that comes premium is welcome, and that gives us some kind of strength that whatever we are doing, that is being appreciated. I'm a reproductive medicine specialist and IVF specialist working in a small district called as Azimgarh, UP, and trying to make some difference in the society where I'm living and trying to spread awareness about infertility, breaking the myths, and PCOD is my passion. So I'm working with school girls and village ladies just to make them aware about how they can prevent the disease. Thank you so much. This award has strengthened my work capability. Hello, can you hear me?
Thank you so
Hello.
much. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I just request everyone to please mute yourself. Thank you. Many congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Our next award category is Innovative Healthcare Leadership Award in Infertility and IVF Specialist. And the award goes to Dr. Aritra Pradhan, Infertility and IVF Specialist, Srishti Hospital, Dibrugarh. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm at work. But thank you for organizing this and selecting me. I thank the jury for giving me the award for the North India. I think now I can dedicate this award to my parents, my family for having patience for my long hours of work, and last of all, my patients for having faith in me. And thank you, Golden M Awards team and the jury for selecting me for this prestigious award. Thank you all.
Thank you, doctor. Many congratulations, doctor.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Next award category is Women Healthcare Leadership Award, IVF. And the award goes to Dr. Rakhi Malhotra, Director, AAS IVF Center, Rohtak, Haryana. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, the whole team and the jury for selecting me. I'm really honored and privileged to receive this award. And it's really motivates to go on doing the good work and hard work if someone gets appreciation. And I'm working in the Rohtak, my hospital for last 10 years, and trying to be spread the knowledge of infertility and making the infertility treatment level to the poor people, poor patients who can afford it, and making them aware about the right way of management of infertility. So thank you once again very much for having me on.
Thank you so
Thank
much, ma'am.
you.
Many congratulations.
Next award category is Innovative Healthcare Leadership Award in Infertility Specialist. And the award goes to Dr. Renu Chak, Director, Shivam Test Tube Baby Center, Bhiwani. Congratulations, ma'am. Next award category is Innovative Healthcare Leadership and Consultant Award in Gynecologist. And the award goes to Dr. Maninder Ahuja, Director, Ahuja Health Services, IVF, Gynec, and Dental. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you. And good evening to everybody. And I think my sound is audible now.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So at the outset, I must thank Dynergic Business Group and this Golden Award ceremony and conference people, because I think it's high time that the industry has started bringing the healthcare providers to the forefront in the award ceremonies and in the society itself, because they have been working behind the scenes, I think, most of the times. And as the time goes by, there was a distrust coming between the patient and the healthcare providers. And I think these award ceremonies are going a long way to remove that distrust. Yes, I'm a thought-provoking leader in many organizations, and I believe in holistic healthcare of women from adolescent to menopause, because that is a continuum of process for the woman, and the women is the main axle of the society. So her health is of utmost importance in all stages of life, from adolescent to menopause. So it has been a long journey, and of course, when you have to go through long journey, you have to pay price for that, and that price is paid by the family time. So I think COVID brought that family time back to us most of the time, and industry, by going digital, making the things easier now. And that was the aim of my society, Society of Meaningful Life Management, that we should go for digital, for the community services, for the communication with the community and with the masses and with the patients after. And thank you again, Golden M Awards, for again selecting me by your jury. And I think awards and accolades, they do strengthen your willpower to work. So thank you again to the whole team.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next award category is Innovative Healthcare Leadership Award in neurologist. And the award goes to Dr. Arvind Kumar Kankane, Associate Professor Neurology, MLB Medical College, Jhansi, UP, India. Congratulations, sir. Our next award category is Healthcare Leadership Award in Plastic Aesthetic Surgeon. And the award goes to Dr. Pawan N. Murdeshwar, Plastic Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgeon, Helios Group of Clinics, Bangalore. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, the Dynergic Business Solution, as well as the Golden Aim Awards, for giving me an opportunity to have such an auspicious award. And I do really, I'm thankful for all of you for giving me this award. Definitely, I am a plastic surgeon who is practicing in Bangalore, and recently I'm even practicing in Salem, that is in Tamil Nadu. And I do see most of the burns, trauma, and most of the reconstructive work. And I'm very much glad being a doctor to be a part where I can serve the society with my best efforts. And definitely, as everybody have mentioned, that it's the work by what you do, by appreciating this and giving us the feedback that helps us to keep going. Thank you. I do really appreciate this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, doctor. Many congratulations.
Our next award category is Innovative Healthcare Leadership Award in Cosmetic and Plastic Surgeon. And the award goes to Dr. Suhas S., Consultant, Plastic and Cosmetic Surgeon, Life is Beautiful Clinic, Bangalore. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, first of all, thank you. Thank you. I'd like to thank Golden Name Awards for recognizing my work and conferring this Innovative Healthcare Leadership Award in Cosmetic and Plastic Surgery. So I would like to thank everyone who helped me in this journey. A special thanks to my wife, Pallavi, who has been instrumental in setting up a center for cosmetic and plastic surgery, hair transplant, and skin in Bangalore called Life is Beautiful. I would also like to thank my parents, my mentors, and my colleagues. Of course, last but not the least, our patients who put their trust in us and get benefited. I would also like to tell that our ethos has always been to offer the latest and the best plastic surgery available at an affordable price so that all the population can access the benefits of plastic and reconstructive surgery. That has been our motto. Over the years, we've had clients coming in not only from other places in India and also from international countries as well. So I'm deeply humbled that our work has been recognized on this forum, and I would like to thank Dynergic Business Solutions and Golden Name Awards for recognizing our work. And definitely it motivates us to work harder and push the boundaries of what we can do and strive to put our country on the global map of plastic surgery. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Many congratulations, doctor.
Thank you.
Our next award category is Innovative Healthcare Leadership Award in Cosmetic and Plastic Surgery. And the award goes to Dr. Devish N.D., Director, Helios Rajaji Nagar and Innodeep Solutions Private Limited. Congratulations, sir.
Hi, everyone. It's been, I would first like to thank the jury of the Golden AIDS Award for selecting me for this prestigious award. And we all know that we have, the entire healthcare industry has gone through a tough phase in the past 1 year because of COVID. And I think with all the cases coming down, we are expecting a good turnaround in the coming years. It's been a tough journey for all doctors right now. And I'm a plastic surgeon, and apart from trauma, I also run a company which makes medical devices. And we recently came up with a product even to protect doctors from COVID. I dedicate this award to my parents, my teachers, and my wife, without whose support, I think this wouldn't have been possible. I'm deeply honored. Thank you.
Thank you so much, doctor. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next award category is Innovative Healthcare Consultant Award in Plastic and Reconstructive. And the award goes to Dr. Rajendra S. Gujjalanavar, Senior Consultant, Plastic Surgery, Senior Consultant.
Thank you for this award.
given by the Golden Name Award. I'm deeply humbled and honored to receive this award. I am working as a senior consultant and HOD in the Sakravad Hospital. I'm mainly working in the field of lymphatic surgeries. So I dedicate this to my patients, my colleagues, and my parents and my wife. And thank you. It's a great honor to be receive this award.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next award category is Most Admired Facial Cosmetic Surgeon, and the award goes to Dr. Pentalia, Managing Director and Chief Surgeon, Dr. Pentalia's New U Cosmetic Clinic, Bangalore. Congratulations. Our next award category is Healthcare Leadership Award in Dermatologist, and the award goes to Dr. K. Firoz, Senior Consultant Dermatologist, Dr. Firoz Skin Care Clinic, Kannur, Kerala. Congratulations, sir. Our next award category is Innovative Healthcare Leadership Award in Infertility Specialist, and the award goes to Dr. Renu Chhag, Director, Shivam Test Tube Baby Center, Bhiwani. Congratulations, ma'am.
I'm thankful to you for giving me this award, and I hope I'll get it soon by courier. And maybe it may be in future also. It gives me an incentive to work more and more for the society and do as best as possible to my knowledge and expertise. I want to serve the society to the maximum. Of course, after getting this award, I will get more and more enthusiasm. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Many congratulations, ma'am.
Our next award category is Most Trusted Cosmetic Dermatologist Award, and the award goes to Dr. Chitra V. Anand, CEO and founder, Cosmoderma Skin, Hair and Body Clinics. Congratulations, ma'am. Our next award category is Innovative Healthcare Leadership Award in CTVS, and the award goes to Dr. Tejasvi and Marla, HOD Department of CTVS, Dr. Kamakshi Memorial Hospital, Pallikarnai, Chennai. Congratulations, doctor.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Tejasvi and Marla. Good evening, everybody. I thank the entire jury of Dynagic Business Solutions and Golden Aim Awards for finding me suitable and recognizing my work and giving me this award. I head the team of cardiothoracic surgery in a hospital called Kamakshi Memorial in Chennai. So we do work for low-cost patients as well as corporate crowd. So we take care of even poor patients under CM scheme categories. So thank you for recognizing the work. I thank my parents, my wife and my children who have been a very good support for me during this entire journey. I thank my entire team who has been a backbone for me also. Last but not the least, my patients have been my real support, who have given me the opportunity to treat them and serve them.
Thank you so much, doctor. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next award category is Innovative Healthcare Leadership Award in CTVS, and the award goes to Dr. Sayar Kumar Munshi, Associate Consultant, Pediatric, Cardiothoracic and Vascular Surgeon. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you for first of all thanks a lot for the 30 concern for the this award. Really feeling very much honored to get this. I dedicate this award to my parents and my teachers, of course. I'm relatively young, I guess, in terms of my experience. I did my MCH CTVS in cardiac surgery from Kolkata, and I used to do mostly adult cases. Afterwards, I felt that the pediatric cardiac surgery is relatively a neglected field in India, and lots of babies used to die without any treatment. And so I came in Delhi and Fortis Hospital and joined here under Dr. Iyer. And I'm really blessed to be trained under them, Dr. Iyer and Dr. Parvati Iyer. And right now I am also associated with the pediatric cardiac surgery mostly. In future, I want to extend this the pediatric cardiac surgery in the other parts of the India, and hope the most of the babies will survive who born with the congenital cardiac diseases and mostly being neglected, and actually they let them to die because of the unlimited resources in our country. And in future, I think we will be able to survive a lot of these patients. So thank you all the authority concerned, the Dynergic Business Solutions and the Golden Awards for recognizing my work and awarding me. Thank you a lot.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Many congratulations.
Our next awardee is Dr. Anshuman Darbadi, Associate Professor, CPVS, AIMS Rishikesh. Congratulations, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'm highly thankful for this award. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm truly honored to receive this award for Innovative Healthcare Leadership Award of CTVS. Currently, I'm Associate Professor of CTVS in AIMS Rishikesh. It's a new institute of national importance. It's INI under PMSSY. It's a very special moment for me, and it's a great honor to be praised and valued for this performance. I'm really thankful for this great honor and recognition given by the esteemed board. This award is definitely a reward for the past work done by me, but also it's a big motivation for me to do better and reach more heights. And I think it will inspire and intensify my keenness in this field. My genuine gratefulness and everyone for this incredible reinforcement. I'm highly thankful to my parents, my colleagues here, and my juniors. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Many congratulations.
In my line, I have always learned to end even with a positive thought, no matter how hard involved. Tomorrow is fresh opportunity to make it better. At the end, every event has effect forever. Maybe I even may inspire some more stars next year. With this, now we came to an end of this event ceremony and today's webinar. May I request Dr. Fareem Khan to do closing remarks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Professor Syed. I thank to all the esteemed participants. It has been an honor to have you all present in our event. Your participation ensures the success of the event. Once again, I thank you everyone for all the kind support. I also thank to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Dhruva Chaudhary, and to our gold partner, Dynergic Business Solutions CEO and co-founder, Mr. Azharuddin Farooqi, for all the support and the opportunity to work with them. Last but not the least, to all the participants and the award winner. Hope to invite you again soon. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. Stay safe, stay healthy.